First, I'm going to show you guys how to, I already peeled a carrot. I think it's kind of self-explanatory. Always make sure you have a sharp knife. This is kind of my beater knife. I just use this in the kitchen. My nice one. Kind of try not to bring in the restaurant too often. All right, so we already got this carrot peeled. So mirepoix typically, this is mirepoix. Nice cut up. Oh, if you got smaller bones, boom, that's it. You just want big chunks so they have a lot of time to roast, okay? Now we'll get into some knife cuts that you would do with a carrot. You want to kind of square it off. This is just one way to do it. It doesn't have to be perfect. God knows I'm not going to do it perfect right now. You want to cut it into little planks like this. Scraps you always put in here. Keep it aside. We're going to cut in something called jardinières, which are basically batons. Obviously, the shape of the carrot is going to determine the shape of your jardinières. Okay, keep this to the side. And then we can go for something called macédoine, which is little cubes. Now, typically, this is the knife cut that I would use when I'm doing bolognese, because you want it to roast out nice and slowly. You want to have a little thickness and a little availability so it's able to cook off. Now, a brunoise, you would start off with a julienne. So I'm going to use this baton here, and I'm going to do a little julienne cut, which is just thinly slicing, like so. This is called a pseudo julienne, just a fast way, just to kind of get it done. This is your brunoise, just very, very, very fine dicing. Now, unless you're doing this for a plating technique or anything like that, I'm doing this for all intents and purposes. It doesn't have to be, oh my God, you got to measure it. I mean, if you're doing that, man, you're wasting way too much time in the kitchen. All right, so you got some mirepoix over here, got some batons, some macédoines, like small dice, so to speak, and some brunoise, fine dice. All right, here we have some celery, the next ingredient, which we would always use in mirepoix. So once again, mirepoix, you're gonna do a bigger cuts like this. Maybe if you're doing like a chicken stock, cut them up a little small like this. All right. Now if we're gonna do like little batons, there's two ways you can do this. Some people like shaving it in out through here. I personally don't waste the time. I just cut it like that. Now if I were gonna make a bolognese, I would cut typically like this because it melts through. So the main ingredient, main components when you're cutting is always keep your fingers back here, and you want to roll with your knife. So you don't want to be cutting like this. You don't want to have your hand up here. You want to choke up on the knife, get a nice firm handle. And as you see here, I'm going to do a little julienne with the pseudo julienne. You want to get here, my thumb's back. Now I'm going to bring back my knuckle, roll it, roll it, roll it, roll it. So basically you're using this hand to do all the precision, all the cutting. You're using this hand, this knuckle, and the thumb and dragging it back to cut it. All this is doing is rolling. So your little juliennes, more little brunoise. There you go. Now, the main purpose of this video is to show you guys an onion. One, I'm going to teach you guys how to peel an onion properly, which people seem to lack that skill. Just cutting off the tops, slicing it down the middle, and look at this magic. Oh, it's magic in a young girl's heart, musical freedom, a tear in a bar, it's magic. Look how easy that was. I see so many people like doing cuts and little scrapes on different ways to cut an onion, peel an onion. Just do this. It's so much more simple, and you're not sticking your fingernails into the vegetable. All right, so there's a lot of different ways you can cut an onion. I'm gonna do the purposes that I use it, so I don't waste this in my restaurant. I can use this, so we'll save the red onion for after for finer cuts. So one, white onion will traditionally be used as a mirepoix. So this is a mirepoix cut, because they will all break up in the pot, or if you need to cut it smaller, if you have like chicken bones, your mirepoix cut. All right, now this we're gonna do something called a julienne. All right, so a julienne cut, like we did with this, it's a very thin slice. So notice the grains in the onion. The lines going this way. That's the way you're gonna cut for a julienne. A cisellet, which is a finely thin slice, will be going against the grains. It's very, very important. It determines the cooking process, the presentation, the way it sweats down. So if you're ever asked by a chef or anybody, oh, can you julienne an onion for me? Don't do it this way. That's a totally different knife cut. So we're just gonna julienne this. You'll start here, once again, using your knuckle to drag back. Let's do it slow. It doesn't have to be fast. Speed comes with time. Then we're gonna drop this down, make it a little easier so we're not going all the way around. And that's how you slice an onion, nice thin slices, all right? Now with this, we'll do the cisellet, which I just told you about. Remember, it's thin slices against the grain. Same concept. Bring, pull, drag back. Use your knuckles as a guideline.